Good morning, Jasmine. This is Carolina from State Adventures. We chatted a bit on Facebook connecting about your trip to Peru next month, less than a month away. And I put together the itinerary and I sent it over to you in a PDF format, but I thought it would really help to jump on here and go through the itinerary so that you understand what's included, what to expect, and of course, jot down any concerns or questions you may have and we can touch on it together, revise the itinerary. So just let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to share my screen now so you can see the itinerary and it's as if we're going through it together. So here is what I shared with you via email. Maybe scroll and zoom in here so you can see better. Okay, so I started May 25th. That's the date you chose, but please know we can choose any date. So if you need to shift it forward or backwards, no problem. I will just recheck availability. Everything on the itinerary here is available, but I cannot hold it at this point without payment. So although something is maybe available, if we go to book it, I will let you know if something is off and we will discuss what the alternatives would be, like a different hotel room or something like that. So May 25th, you would fly from Orlando to Lima. It's a day flight. You would arrive late at night and you will see our guide with a State Adventure sign with your name on it right on arrivals at the Lima airport. The airport's about 30 minutes from town, so we will have a private car to take you right to downtown to Miraflores, where you will be there for 2 nights. So that is your 25th. And then the hotel I chose is the AT Hotel. It's a new Marriott property. It's a 4-star hotel, really well located, fresh, new. I think it's a lovely hotel that matches the city. The city's quite modern, so this is a place where we can have a lovely dinner, late dinner when you arrive. May 26th, we will have our guide meet you at the hotel and show you the best of Lima. So we will go to the main square, to the ocean. We will, go to Lovers Park and the Larco Museum. Whatever your interests are, let me know because we can tweak the trip to make it match your needs. It is a private tour. So this is just you and your guide and your driver. And then under each date, you will see letters here. B stands for breakfast, L stands for lunch, and those are the meals that are already prepaid for you and included. So at every hotel, we always include all the taxes and breakfast, and in Peru, it's a really nice spread. So there's plenty of different options. And then I like to handpick a few restaurants for you to enjoy, but you let me know, do you have food restrictions, allergies? Are you a foodie? Do you like the best restaurants? We can discuss that because Peru has so many wonderful things to offer. So we will eat on the ocean at La Mar. And then if you want reservations at one of the Michelin star restaurants, we can do that as well. I'm not sure if May we can get a table, but we will do our best. And sometimes we can squeeze us in at the bar and have a fantastic experience. So anyway, we can discuss all those little details later. So that's your second day in Lima. And now this is just a picture of the Lovers Park in Lima overlooking the ocean. Now on day 3, we will pick you up, take you to the airport and fly you to Cusco. That's about a 55-minute flight and we will land in high altitude. So this is what I like to do, pick you up and take you right to Sacred Valley. Sacred Valley is 2,000 feet lower, so it's easier to acclimate, easier on your body. And it's also kind of a hub of the Inca culture. There's ruins and sites and villages and markets and indigenous communities. So it's a really wonderful place to spend 2 nights and acclimate and get your body used to it while exploring really beautiful places. So on the way to the hotel, we will stop at Maras and Morai. Those are Inca sites. They're terraces that were used to be laboratories for the Incas. There's also salt flats that we will go to. So all of that are kind of easy things that you can see without a lot of walking, so you can acclimate. And we will, of course, have a beautiful lunch in the valley and welcome you to the Inca Nation. In the valley, I chose the Aranwa Sacred Valley Hotel. It is a 5-star property, but we have been working with them since the day they opened. We have really good rates for them. So I would say you're paying for a 4-star hotel, but you're getting a 5-star. I choose this hotel because it has a really large property. So because you're in a countryside, it's nice to have things to see and do in the hotel itself. So it's really nice if you get that second wind, you can walk around and explore the hotel. So we will be there on day 3 as well as day 4. Day 4, the same guide will come back after breakfast, pick you up, and show you some of the highlights of Sacred Valley. We'll go to Pisac, which is the largest indigenous market. We'll go to Ollantaytambo, which is a huge complex of ruins that you can explore. You will have an opportunity to meet local people, go to markets, see the different communities. It's a very colorful day. We'll also have lunch out in the valley. So a really, really great time to take that 48-hour of acclimation and actually take advantage of it. Because day 5, we are ready for that Inca Trail. So I told you there's 2 different ways to do the Inca Trail. You can hike for 3 nights and camp in a tent for 3 nights and do the full Inca Trail, or you can do our 1-day deluxe Inca Trail, which is the train takes you to the end of the Inca Trail, and you get off kind of in the middle of nowhere with your guide, and you hike the last piece of the Inca Trail, allowing you to walk into the ruins of Machu Picchu like the Incas did, and like all those people who are hiking and camping in tents. But you don't have to do that. You are only doing that last piece. So it is included here. Now, let me tell you, permits for the proper Inca Trail are already sold out, but we can get you the 1-day Inca Trail permit. But we need to really make sure this is the day you want. Are we switching anything? And then I will make some calls and make sure that this happens for you, because it's a really fun day. Now you have to be in pretty fit. It is a 6 to 7 hour walk. A lot of it is uphill, so keep that in mind. If you think that, you know what, Inca Trail, I don't need to hike, I can take the train all the way, no problem. We will just stay on the train and continue on all the way to the village. So we can discuss this also. Just let me know what your thoughts are on hiking, because it is included at this point. When you get to Machu Picchu, you have a tour of the ruins and you stay in the village for the night. Here, I chose the El Mapi Hotel. Although it is a 3-star hotel, it is a beautiful property. One of my favorites. It's by the Inca Terra chain. It's a Peruvian hotel chain. They do a really good job. The reason I don't go really upscale here is because you will arrive really late in the evening and the next morning we're leaving already. So you don't really get to spend a lot of time in the hotel. Let's put that money into another property where you're going to be able to enjoy it. So that's the day 5. Day 6, we wake up, we reunite with our guide, and we go back to the ruins for sunrise. Now think about all those people who came on the train. They have left on the train, and you and only the people who are staying the night in Machu Picchu are going to be there at sunrise. It's still going to be hundreds of people, but it's not going to be thousands. And that makes a big difference. Sunrise at Machu Picchu is really great. It's different lighting, it's a different energy. So I think this may be one of the most special parts of your trip. I'm really looking forward to having you experience that. After your visit and any hikes that you might want to do, there's different trails that the guide can accompany you on. We will have lunch and take an afternoon train back to Cusco. The train is really great. It's a dome-shaped glass ceiling Vista Dome train, beautiful ride. I mean, you have just have seen Machu Picchu, so it's a really beautiful experience. We finally arrived to Cusco. You're acclimated, you're feeling good. We can be in high altitude. So here I chose the JW Marriott. I just stayed here in December and I really like this hotel and what they did. It was an old convent. It took them like 7 years to open because every time they started digging, they found another Inca rock or another Inca artifact. So instead of letting that slow them down, they actually incorporated it into the hotel. So if you see closely at this room, that is the Inca wall. So they use the room to be like a gallery for you. And there's a museum inside and they do different tours for you. They have cooking classes. They have their own market ladies come in. Lots going on in this hotel and I really enjoyed it. So I included it for you as well. Very well located. You can go right outside and walk around Cusco, which is a great city to explore. So day 7, when you wake up, and we will not wake you up here, you will wake up whenever you please because it's your first day to really sleep in and enjoy. Your guide will come back whenever we arrange together what works for you and explore Cusco together, see the highlights, see some of the sites and ruins that are in this ancient city. It's a beautiful place, a really nice leisurely way to enjoy the ending of your Inca empire here before you leave. Day 8, we're going to spend the whole day outside of the city because we're going to go to Rainbow Mountain. Now, I need to tell you, there are different Rainbow Mountains. When you think of Rainbow Mountain, where, where Instagram kind of blew it up, it's the Vinicunca. And Vinicunca is quite beautiful. I was just there in December or November. And however, it's closed this month due to a lot of strikes and local unrest. So it may not be that we can visit Vinicunca, but there is another one called Palcoyo. I also went there in December, so I could compare the two. It is stunning. And I think the photo that I shared with you on Facebook, that is from Palcoyo, just colors and colors and colors, really high altitude, but so worth the climb. So we will make sure you visit one of the Rainbow Mountain valleys and spend a whole day there. You probably come back to Cusco. I put on here 4 p.m. We were home, like we were back in our hotel about 4:30. So that is what we will do for you as well. And rest and your last day in Cusco. This is a picture from Vinicunca. And then the next day we leave to Lake Titicaca. So your last 2 nights in Peru, we will spend in Lake Titicaca. It's on the border of Bolivia. The town is Puno. There's different ways to get to Lake Titicaca. We can fly, we can take a train, or we can have a private driver and guide take us. So if the train operates, I'm going to put you on the train because I just love Peruvian trains. If the train is not operating, then my private and guide and driver will kind of follow the route of the train, and you will stop along the way to villages and different towns and see different sites that no one else can see unless they're taking that route by car. So it's a really beautiful all day kind of adventure. And then you end on the lake. And I put you at the Casa Andina Premium Puno. It's right on the lake. All the rooms have a view of the lake so that when you wake up in the morning, have your breakfast, which you can do right here on the terrace, then the guide will pick you up and you can go to explore Lake Titicaca, which is famous for the floating islands of Uros. And it is a fascinating culture. I really love including Lake Titicaca for my clients because when you're in Cusco, the Inca culture and the Inca history, that's what it is. It's history, it's ruins, it's how it used to be. But here in Lake Titicaca, it is a living museum. These people are living the same way they were for hundreds of years. So it's really fascinating to learn about their day-to-day life. They will invite you onto the island, into their homes. And it's a really wonderful day. You will also go to Tequila Island, where the interesting thing is that the chores are flipped. Women are out farming and men are indoors making knitting and things like that. So it's super interesting, very different from anything else that you would have seen. So I'm excited to share that with you. So you will be there for 2 nights. And then day 11 is your travel day home. We will go from Puno, take a flight to Lima. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. And in Lima, you will connect with your international flight back to Orlando. So if the flight is overnight, then you will arrive on day 12. And that is your 12 days in Peru. It will go quite quickly, but you will get to cover so much. Like I said, this is a private trip, so we can tweak anything you'd like to change. Let me know. Do the dates work? Is the trip too busy? Do you want to change the hotels? Have you heard of something that you want to include that I didn't think of on here? Let me know and we can work on it. This is just version 1. I put here your pricing based on 2 people. If there's 2 people, the price is $5,499 per person. If it's based on 1, then you're not splitting the cost of the guides and the hotel rooms, and the price is higher at $74.99. Now, if you book this week, we will include your international flights from Orlando. There is a great flight on Copa Airlines. It goes Orlando to Lima via 1 hour in Panama City. So I really suggest that we go that route. I have flown Copa Airlines many, many, many times. They're a very reliable airline. I believe they partner with United if you collect miles or want to use miles. So let me know. The only other thing I can think of is requirements. You need to be either vaccinated or have a negative COVID test. So if you are vaccinated, you don't have to show any testing. If you're not vaccinated, then you need to go to like CVS, take a COVID test and bring the results with you so you can enter Peru. Besides that, quite easy. no other vaccinations, no visas. Your passport needs to be valid for 6 months. So, glance at the passport, because I get that all the time, last minute passport upgrades. And internet, you want to think about having some travel insurance. It's always a good idea when you're going into high altitude, when you're hiking, things like that. You sprain an ankle, you miss a day of touring, travel insurance will take care of that. If your flight is delayed and you miss a day in Lima, travel insurance will refund you for that, and so on and so on. Please give me a call or text me. I will share all that information with you so that you can have a way to reach out to me. May is really close. It's right around the corner. You really should start thinking about planning it right now if you want to get all the availability, especially the permits to Machu Picchu and the Inca Trail. I will stop sharing now, and I'm going to send you this link. Hopefully it helps, and happy travels. I look so forward to having you travel with us to Peru. Take care.